Hi everyone, my name is Ramya. I'm working as assistant professor in St. Martin's Engineering College in CSE AML. Today I'm going to tell about the topic software development life cycle. In the software development life cycle, I'm going to explain about SDLC model. In SDLC model, it is one of the part of the software development life cycle where it helps to develop a software product more efficiently at the lower cost. When we go to the steps of the software development life cycle, we have the different steps like requirement gathering, software analysis, and the software design. After designing is done, testing and implementation is done. When we go further in depth, what is meant by requirement gathering? We gather the requirements from the stakeholders and we do the analysis. Once the requirements we gather from the stakeholders, we go through the requirements whether the requirements are good or not. Next is after. See, in this we have the basic requirements. For example, hardware requirements or input or the output requirements, and we see whether it is user friendly or not. Next, when we go to the analysis part, once the requirements we gathered, we do the analysis of the requirements, whether the requirements are perfect or not to develop the software product. Again, if we go to the analysis steps, in analysis steps, we have three different steps like when we are collecting the requirements from the stakeholders, we check whether that requirements are based on the criteria or not, whether they are meeting the customer satisfaction or not. Next, after it is meeting the criteria, we review the analysis part. We review the requirements, whether they are satisfying the customer or not. Once the reviewing is done, final step is approval. Once the review is done, then we do the approval of the requirements. Whether this approval is done from the higher authorities like project manager or the team manager, like that. And further, next step is the design process. In this phase, we design the system. And they say once the requirements are analyzed, next step is design phase. In the designing of the system, we design the document based on the requirement. See, this designing is done user friendly, and whether we see whether it is easily understandable or not for the client or for the project members who are developing the product. And next is coding part. Once analysis is done, designing is done, next we go to the coding part. In this coding, we develop the product through the coding part. See, for example, we have Java or we have different programming languages. By using the programming languages, we develop some coding programming language. Next is once the coding is developed, we do the testing whether the coding is running perfectly or not without any errors or bugs. If we have any errors or the bugs, then it is rectified in this phase. When we get the bugs or the errors, then it is sent to the it is sent back to the developer team. So the developer team, they will be rectifying this. Means they will be thoroughly going to the code and they will be checking whether they got in the first line of the code or the 100th line of the code. They will go through the depth of the code and they will do the testing part. In this, the tester, they will be writing the test cases in some document, like they will be having the serial number and test case serial number and what is the reason for the test, and what is the defect it is caused. We'll be having in some Excel sheet, and it is forwarded to the further team. Next is we have the implementation part. Once the testing is done, then we have, when in this implementation part, we will see that whether the software it runs on the different operating systems or not. For example, if we have developed the software, this software on the Windows operating system, we will check that whether it is working on that Ubuntu software or not. If it is working properly, then it is fine. If it is not working, then it should satisfy the customer requirement. If it does not satisfy the requirement, then again it is update is sent to the developer team so that they need to develop according to the requirement. Next, when we go to the after implementation, in this SDLC model also, we are having different types of models. For example, first one is waterfall model. In this waterfall model, it is a type of linear sequential approach. It is used to develop the software product according to the different several phases. See, in this we have requirement phase, designing, developing, testing and coding, and the deployment. When we I'll explain in this note. For example, in waterfall model, See, in waterfall model, first, in the waterfall model, first, we'll be having, in waterfall model, first we'll be having requirement, uh, requirement analysis phase, where we'll be gathering the requirements from this, and after gathering, we'll be doing analysis, whether the requirements are correct or not. Once the analysis, after doing the analysis of the requirement, we do the designing part. Once the designing is done, then we do the coding part. If the design is correct, then we do the coding part. In this coding, the developers will be involved in this coding for developing the code. At last, we'll do the testing of this coding. Once the coding is developed, we do the testing, and then deployment is done. See, in waterfall model, first we gather the requirements, we do the analysis of this, and once analysis is done, we design the documents, detailed document which is required. Based on the document, we do the coding part. And after doing the coding, we test the coding is working properly or not. After testing, we deploy the code into the production environment. Next, when we go to the PPT, see, next slide, if I go to here, waterfall model, as I shown in the notepad, this is the flow. And next one is waterfall model strength. In this we have different types of advantages, like it is easy to understand and it is easy to use. Anybody can use and anybody can understand. And see, good for the management, control, plan, staff and track. It is easy to plan. For the staff members, it is also easy, and for tracking where the development it is there, we can also track that. Next is, it works well when the quality is more important than the cost or schedule. See, here we depend upon the quality, not on the cost. Whether it is more expensive, we go for the waterfall model because the product is more quality. Next is waterfall model deficiencies, which is nothing but disadvantages. Disadvantages means, see, it is a little opportunity for the customers to preview the system. And all the requirements must be known. For developing the product, we should know all the requirements. Without knowing some requirements, we can't develop the product. Next is V-shape model. This is one of the SDLC model. It is in the form of V-shape. See, this V-shape, it is a process of verification and validation of the product, where it is in verification phase, it involves the gathering the requirements, analysis and the design part, which is integrated with the coding part. And other side will be having the validation, which involves the acceptance testing, system testing. These are the different types of testing it is involved in V-shape model. In V-shape model, these are the advantages, where it does a plan for the verification validation of the product in the early stages. In the early stages of the product only, it helps for planning for the verification and validation of the product, and it is very easy to use. See, for example, I am going to explain about this with the notepad with the help of small example. See, this is a V-shape model. In this V-shape model, here we will be having verification. See, in this we will be having verification. Here we will be having validation. Here we will be gathering the requirements and we will be doing the analysis. Similar to the waterfall model, we do at the verification phase. Whereas here we have the different types of testing: system testing, integration testing and acceptance testing. We have the different types of testing methods, where these both are integrated with coding. Once all the requirements are gathered and then our analysis part is done. After this, once the coding is done, then it is gone to validation part. Simultaneously, both are done, verification and validation, in the V-shape testing. Next one is After next slide is after V step, we will be having the spiral model. This spiral model, it is a part of SDLC model, whereas this spiral, it is a diagrammatic representation with number of spirals and with n number of rules which are unknown, and it may vary from project to project. See, spiral, it is in the form of spiral, where one, it will be objectives we need to determine in the first phase. In the second one, we need to identify the risk, and third one, we need to develop the new version, and the fourth phase is we need to review whether the version product is working fine or not. See, and the spiral model advantages. This spiral model, it does not have to be perfect. Early and frequent feedback. See, here we will be getting early and feedback from the users regularly, so that we can update the product by doing some little changes. Next is spiral model weakness. See, time span for evaluating risk too large for smaller low risk project. Time spent for this is small or low risk project. Time spent planning, resetting object, doing the risk analysis may be excessive. Here identifying the risk and doing it will be more excessive. But in this model, it will be more complex when compared to the other models. See, next is agile model. Agile model, it is a process where it is a delivery of the product within the shortest period of time, but the product may be more efficient and it will be more accurate. See, each of which it allows a consistent collaboration with the stakeholders to promote steady improvements at every stage. See, it involves the improvement of the product at every stage, with the improvements at every stage. We have example like different flows. First one, see, review. Then once the review is done, first planning is done, then design, then develop, test, deploy and review. This is the process of agile model. In this agile model, I'll be explaining with a notepad with an example where it is also similar to the waterfall model, but in this it will be involving the sprints. For example, here we will be doing the plan, then design, then coding is done, then deploying is done. See, first one here, planning is done, then followed by the design, and then coding is done, and then it is followed by the deployment. It is similar to the spiral model or the waterfall model, but it is different because we get the update from the users at every stage of the development for developing the product, which is more efficient and it is accurate and it is also easy to use. When compared to the, see, we will see the advantages and disadvantages in agile model. This agile model, it has a different advantages. See, you can deploy the software quicker, so your customer can get value sooner rather than later. See, when you deploy the software more quickly, then you can get the customer, then you can get the review from the customer at early stage and always work up to date task. If you are giving the customer the update, then you will be getting up to date information related to the development of this product, and you can also detect and fix the issues and detect faster. In this agile model, you can also detect the errors and we can also fix that errors at the early stages, so that the customer will be satisfied with product. Next is agile model weakness. Agile model, it depends more time and energy for everyone, because developers and customers must constantly interact with each other. In this, it demands more time and energy because the customer and the developers, they will be involving in interacting with each other for developing the product. It takes more time, so it requires more time. When developers run out of the work, they can't work on different projects since they are maybe needed soon. When the developers, once, if we want to move to the other project, they may not involve in our project because of the work they are included in the agile model. I'll be telling like example, like differences between waterfall model and spiral model and agile model. This waterfall model, first one is waterfall model. and V-shape model, and this is one spiral model, and next one is agile model. See, in waterfall model, first we gather the requirements from the stakeholders, we do the designing part, and we do the coding, testing, and then by the maintenance. Whereas in the V-shape model, it is in the form of V-shape. This is in the form of the tap overflow, where we get the drop wise water, and this it includes V-shape model, where one side it is verification and other side it is validation, which is integrated with the help of the coding in V-shape model. In V-shape model also, in validation part, we will be having the different types of testing like system testing, acceptance testing, and unit testing, where these testing levels of the testing, it depends upon the levels of the development of the product. Some testing is done simultaneously while doing the verification process at the early stages of the development. Whereas in verification process, it is similar to the waterfall, where we gather the requirements from the stakeholders, we do the analysis part, and we do the designing part and the coding part. Whereas here in the validation part, we do the testing, and it is integrated with the coding. Whereas in the spiral model, it is in the form of number of spirals. It is in the form of number of spirals, where here we determine the objectives that are required for the development of the product, and here we identify the risk in the second stage. Whereas in the third phase, we review the version. We develop the version of the product, whereas in the fourth one, we review the version of the product, whether they are working properly or not. Whereas in the next agile model, we have the different levels of the agile model, where when compared to the spiral, we get more accurate product and more efficient product in this agile model. So we'll be using these different types of models in the SDLC based upon the product which are required, and based upon the teams and based upon the organization. We'll be using any product depending upon the organization, and it depends upon the client requirement. Based upon the client requirement only, we'll be choosing the model for developing the software product more efficiently. And this waterfall model, we can use it, but it requires more time, but the product quality is good, but it is more expensive. Whereas in the V-shape model, it is good, but both are done simultaneously, verification and validation. Whereas in the spiral model, it is in the form of spirals, and it will be having more number of unknown loops here. Agile model, it is good when compared to all the models. Whereas when we go to the, now I'm going to explain these all models with the example of video, where in that video I'll be explaining how it is explained with the help of, see, for example, I'll be showing. See, these are the client where when they require some requirements from the stakeholders. See, for example, agile vs waterfall model. As I told previously, waterfall model, it requires more time, whereas in agile model, it also requires more time, but the quality we get from the agile model, it is good when compared to the waterfall model. See, for example, if I'm taking example from this video, we'll get the requirements from the customer, which is nothing but from the stakeholders. What are the requirements we need? Several years ago, first example, we'll be using the waterfall model methodology. In waterfall model methodology, we'll be using, several years ago, we'll be using the waterfall model methodology. In this waterfall model methodology, it involves a different steps, like as we seen before, it involves design, developing. Once the requirements are gathered from the stakeholders, it is designed with a detailed document. Once it is designed, then with the help of this document, we'll be developing the code. And after developing, we do the testing of the document. Once the testing is done, then we deploy that document or the coding into the production environment. Production environment, it is nothing but it is a live environment where a client will be giving that build to the client. For example, if built one we have built previously, that is the one product built one. Next time we have updated version as a build 1.1, so that it is again deployed into the production environment with some changes. For example, if you have the login page, we can add any new feature to that login page and we can deploy into the production environment. Next one is, see, in this, see, waterfall model, this already, it is having some disadvantages, as it will be a fixed budget and a fixed scope and a fixed time. For example, if we are giving only some amount of budget for developing this uh, software project, then if the budget becomes more, then the customer, they can't give more budget. And the fixed scope, if we want to see more scope when compared to the planned scope, then it can't be very flexible. And next is fixed time. If we needed more time to develop the product, then we can't do the flexible time in this waterfall model. And next is good quality. Though the quality is good in this waterfall model, but it has many disadvantages. Due to this, the customer may be dissatisfied. In order to overcome these all disadvantages in the waterfall model, we can be replaced it by the agile model. In the agile model, see, here he is dissatisfied, so it does not require, see, waterfall model does not require a huge deal of customer involvement. See, as there is no customer involvement, so it can be a failure of product sometimes. But if the failure of the product is done, then there will be a low reputation of the company and they'll not get any funds for developing the other projects. They'll not getting anything. When see here, it is a linear approach and rigidness towards the changes, means it is not flexible to the changes. Design, deploy, all the steps are same, but it is not flexible when compared to the other models. Where here we'll compare the difference between agile model as well as the waterfall model. See, as the customer is dissatisfied, you have seen previously, we go to the agile model. In agile model, see, we have the four values and the 12 principles in the agile model, where in the first stage, it is developed in the form of small bits. It is developed in the form of small bits, and we get the good quality of the product. The customer will be satisfied based upon the small bits of the project. So we go to the agile model. In this agile model, we will be having same different stages. See, in waterfall model, there will be a long wait for the customer, whereas in the agile model, it is developed in the small bit format. Product is developed and the customer is satisfied. See, here the customer is satisfied with the small bit of product, where it involves a different phases. See, here we can also improve at the every stage of the developing product. See, with agile changes, agile model, the changes are always welcome for developing the product. These are the different bits where they will be developing the product at the different stages, and there will be improvement of the product at the different stages. See, the customer will be satisfied by seeing the product, as they will be giving the new changes every time. And see, let's take an example. For example, for the agile model and the waterfall model, if we want to buy a car, the customer want to buy a car or design a car, in the waterfall model, he may not be satisfied because they will not get any update from the customer. See, it is first wheels are developed, then the engine is developed, then the car, then the car color is developed, but will not get any update from the customer during every stage of the development. The customer is happy or unhappy at some times. But whereas in agile model, the customer will be, see, whereas in agile model, we get the regular update at every stage of the development of the car. See, in the first stage, while developing the first first wheels, we get the update from the customer, then it is improved with some color or the engine, then the customer will get again update from the customer, they will ask for the color or any changes they needed, we get the update from the customer, then we make the changes to the car. It finally they'll get the product which the customer will be satisfied by seeing the product. See, next is see, he will be satisfied. We cannot stop before we deliver the full product. See, if we stop in the middle of the development, then we can't deliver the product in the waterfall model. Whereas in the agile model, see here, even if we stop here, we can get the improvements from the user and we can develop the product. Whereas the customer will be more satisfied in this agile model. Whereas in the waterfall model, he is not satisfied because for example, if we want the blue color but we can't get the update from the customer, we'll be keeping the red color and we'll be delivering the product, but he is not satisfied with this color. So he can't even return the product and he is not satisfied. He may be giving the negative rating and the negative feedback, which will be bringing the bad reputation for the organization, and they may not get future clients may not be buying the products from the organization. Then they'll get the, as they get the negative feedback from the customer, it will, their products they'll be buying every year, there'll be decrease in the buying their products. For example, see, this year that car they have manufactured in the color where the client can't satisfied with the color. So next year he may not tell his friends or family to buy this product from that company, because that company they are not getting the review from the customer. Whereas in the agile model, they will be getting at every stage from the customer about the update. So they will be updating the product color. Even if you want the red color, they'll be asking if you want to change your color, or if you want any update for the improvement of the car, if you let us know, then we'll do the changes for the product. Once they get the update from the customer, they'll do the changes and they will deliver to the they will deliver it to the customer, so that the customer next year he will be referring his friends or anyone for develop. We are getting the good quality product from their that company, so we can give the positive feedback and good rating for their company, so that their reputation will be good and they'll get the more clients for developing the products, and they'll get the more income and it will be more good in the business perspective. And see, further if we go in this example, see, at last the customer is satisfied here in the agile model, whereas the in waterfall model the client is not satisfied in this waterfall model. This is a difference. See, last final summary is, the main difference between agile and waterfall is the level of flexibility involved in each of them. Level of flexibility involved in each of them is, see, in waterfall model, in agile model, it is flexible and continuously evolving, which means it is more flexible. When we give the more changes, then we can add the more changes, developers can do more changes. Whereas continuous evolving means more improvement is done while developing part. Whereas in the waterfall model, stricter processing structure. Once they plan the strict plan, then they can't change the plan till the end of the developing the project. So when compared to the waterfall model and agile model is more flexible and it is good, and it is continuously evolving for developing the product. And in this waterfall model, it is rigid and it is not flexible. So we prefer to use agile model. In most of the software development organizations, we use agile model only for developing the product. Whereas in the waterfall model, they will be also using the product waterfall model, but they will be using depending upon the client requirement, because it is more expensive when compared to the agile model. It is more expensive, and this is the different types of SDLC models in the software engineering. Today I have discussed about this topic. I think everyone understood this topic. Thank you everyone.